Hello and welcome to the guide around the NATRE website. So I'm going to start sharing my screen so you can have a good old look at the website as I take you around it. So what we've got on our website is, first of all, our homepage, and you can see our homepage there. And if I scroll down it, sorry, I'm going to be looking to the left here, aren't I? Scroll down it and you can see all the different things that are available. Some great resources we're pointing you to. Our primary subject leader toolkit, a brilliant new resource. I'll come back to that later. Spirited Arts, sure you all know about that. But what I want to take you to here is the thing I think you find most useful out of lots of things that NATRE provide to you as a member. And it is, of course, the links that go together with our curriculum books that we put together. There's some secondary ones. Here are some primary ones as well. These links, as well as to RE Today. So I'm going to click on here and take you to look at these different member resources. These are the mailings you get as a member. So here we are, we've arrived at our termly mailing page, and you can see I've got down the left hand side, I can click, but actually I find it easiest to scroll down to the pods. Now let's imagine, like me, you're interested in primary resources. And so you can see here our two and a half latest primary series. So we've got Inspiring RE, we've got Big Questions, Big Answers, and our most recent primary series that's just started, 2 books out in that as I record this. And there's lots of extra resources available here. So let's click onto that. And I'm going to click onto our most recent book, that's Non-Religious Worldviews, as I'm recording. And you can see here all the different sections of the book written out for you there. Now, I'm interested in all the resources I can get. So let's click on. Obviously, I've got all the stuff in the book. And you can see here on your screen, I've now got links to all the external links, animated retellings of the stories that we've used, for instance. Books we're suggesting. But the thing I think you're going to be most interested in is the fact that for every book in this series and in previous series, lots of them too, we have produced a ready-to-use PowerPoint. And this is how you can access it. So for primary teachers, this PowerPoint is proving very, very popular. And as a member, we've done lots of the work for you. Now, this is reminding me that I've not logged in. So that was a member only resource. So I've got to log in. So if I click here, that takes me to my login page. And if you're anything like me, you'll have recorded your login details so you don't need to remember them. That's great then, because it's taken me back to that resource I wanted to be at. So let's have a look at that. What are the sorts of resources that you can get as a member on our website? Well, here we are. This is what I wanted. I wanted my PowerPoint. Now, this bit in our book is for younger children. So you may or may not use all of these slides. These slides are to be adapted by you. You can see I've opened it up. So we've got the notes pages underneath. And you can see that as you step through it, we've got all the instructions for you as the teacher, as well as how it links to the different bits and pieces. So I'm not going to go through the rest of that PowerPoint. You get the idea. You, of course, could download that file. I'm not going to do that. So let's get rid of that one. And let's take us back. So there we are, some of our primary resources there. There was also available for me a PDF of the full unit. I won't click on that, but if it's useful for you to drop that unit of work into, say, your Year 1 teacher's folder where they're teaching about non-religious worldviews, for instance, you know the unit they're doing it, perhaps you want to drop it electronically in there, then you can do that. And that's something that's just there for our members as well. You can see here I've created some pages with just the pictures from the story, because you might want to put those out in continuous provision and have children retelling the stories to one another. So you can see that's the kind of thing that we have. Let's go back to my page. Let's stop looking at this book, and let's remember that this is available for other series too. So if I went to the previous primary series, you would find exactly the same thing. We'll give it a moment. So if I pick one of those books, Exploring How We Live, notice if you become a member now, you get access to all of these. That's brilliant. As a School Enhanced member, I'm a School Enhanced member, this is one of the things that I get. Really worth being a School Enhanced member. So let's have a look. So maybe I want to do something on how does what we believe affect how we choose to eat. And you can see, again, I've got the PowerPoint. I've got some extra resources on that as well. Now, that's primary, obviously. Let's take ourselves to secondary as well. Let's just close those tabs. We've got secondary series, as you know. So here I had my 3 primary series. Obviously, I've got my 3 secondary series. The most recent one, Investigating Worldviews, but we've got Challenging Knowledge and Examining Religion and Belief as well. So let's click into the most recent one, Investigating Worldviews. Let's click into the most recent secondary book. That's Non-Religious Worldviews. Previous one, Jewish. If I was looking at any of the other series, I could do the same thing. And when I click on this in exactly the same way, because I'm logged in now, I can access all of these different things. So lots and lots I can do here. If I want to look at, for instance, essential data. One of the great things about our secondary books is that they really help you get to grips with some of that data, that big sociological data that you might be using with your pupils. And for members, I won't click on it, but you can see you've got pages you can print off for students to put in front of them. Or, of course, if you wanted to put them onto the whiteboard to show them, you can do either of those things. And we do that specifically for our members. So this is a great area of our website, and I imagine it's the area you are likely to spend most time on. Now I could click back, or if I just wanted to go to RE Today magazine, I could do it here, but I'll take you back anyway. So we're dealing with it in the same way. I'm just clicking back through them to save myself opening 53 tabs all at the same time. So RE Today magazine. And what's great about this is I've got the most recent RE Today magazine up. But if I wanted to look at extra resources from previous copies, I've got it there as well. So again, let's click on the most recent one. And here we've got all the resources that are available. So lots of external links. But remember, as members, you get lots of extra goodies as well. Not going to click on each of these, but you can see what we've got. PowerPoints, PDFs of articles, PowerPoint on the game there, PDF of some articles that you might want to share, more PowerPoints, all sorts of things. I'm just slowly, well, actually quite quickly, whizzing down through those. So loads in our resources area there. I think that's somewhere you'll really want to spend some time looking around, because I think there are lots of time-saving resources. We know some people have found it difficult to get there. I've now shown you how to do it. So we were in that member area. So let's look what else I get as a member. I mentioned I'm a School Enhanced member. That's great. You get your newsletter sent out, but if it doesn't appear, we always put it here each month anyway. Remember, as a School Enhanced member, I get a free course too. Let's look what other things I get. Again, down the left-hand side, you can see those things. But if I scroll down, there's some great things. As a School Enhanced member, I get PDFs of 2 of our books on assessment, for instance. We've got, I'm sure you know, on our guidance on withdrawal, we've done a lot on those terminal resources. But also here, I can link to the RE Today library. We've got issues going back to 2014, I think, on there, with lots of things you can look at on there. I mentioned your free course place, but also you get 25% off publications as well. The other thing, lots more things there, the other thing I think people use most on our website is they want to search for resources. So here's a really clear instruction for me. I know it says search up here. Don't be tempted. You're not going to get the best search there. Click here. See where I've got my cursor? Resources. That's the best place to go. Now, I don't know what you are going to be searching for. Maybe resources on a particular religion, or religious worldview, or non-religious worldview. Or maybe actually you're doing a unit on Islam, and so you want to search for resources there. Now that's great. So I've searched on Islam. Don't worry, there is some stuff there. Let's scroll down and you can see, oh my goodness, pages and pages and pages, more than 14 it would seem, of resources on Islam. So there's lots there. I better filter down a little bit more. Let me scroll back up again. So I've got generic filters that I could just have done the religion in there. Maybe I've got age groups, so maybe I'm actually only interested in secondary. So let's pop that filter on. And can you see I'm down to fewer pages now, and that's going to make my life a little bit more, a bit simpler as I find my way around the resources. There are other filters I could put on. I could filter to just look at curriculum books, or I could filter to just look at RE Today. So if I'm doing a search, that's the place to do it. So I might be looking at Islam. Sometimes I might want to look at some specific resources. So over the weekend, I've heard people talking about the RE Defender Toolkit online. So maybe you're thinking, oh, that sounds like a useful thing to me. Let's search for that. So clearly the word that's going to stick out in that is Defender. And that's great because it's taken me directly to it. That's for people who are working with their SLT to ensure that RE stays on the timetable in secondary schools. So that might be useful to you as well. So we've looked at your member resources. We've looked at how you might search on the website. I'm going to take you back to the home page now. There is so much more on our website. You might be really interested in, if you're a primary teacher, our amazing primary subject leader toolkit. You might be really interested in our policy work. And if you click onto our About NATRE section, you're going to be able to find out about data. You're going to be able to find out about lobbying and advocacy that we do with stakeholders. There's so much we do. In our themed resources, we have things like, we've got some great films that people have that particular SACROs have actually uploaded and said these are going to be really useful films, real people, real faith films. Here, I don't have time to show you them. Have a look for yourself. Or here we are in our primary section. I mentioned that subject leader toolkit. That's there for you as well. There's loads to dig around on our website, but I think the things that you're first going to go and have a good old look at are our member resources section and our searching section. I hope I've made that a little bit simpler for you. I think there will be lots of things that you find on there as well. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Thank you very much. I hope that's really useful to you.